Hey everyone, welcome to ITIL 4 Unplugged. Elevate ITSM. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Jessica. And today, we're finally talking about one of the most misunderstood and underestimated practices in IT service management.
The service desk. And no, it's not just that group you call when your password doesn't work.
Or when the printer's acting up? Again.
Exactly. In ITIL 4, the service desk is way more than ticket logging and resetting Wi-Fi routers. It's the main point of contact between users and the entire service organization.
It's where customer experience actually happens. The service desk isn't a support role, it's a relationship role. So let's talk purpose. According to ITIL 4, the service desk exists to capture demand for incident resolution and service requests, but more importantly, to act as the human face of IT.
Right. It's not about closing X number of tickets per hour. It's about making sure the experience is useful, efficient, and sometimes even pleasant.
Think of the service desk like airport ground crew. They're the ones guiding you in, answering questions, solving last-minute issues, while keeping everything moving behind the scenes.
Except with fewer suitcases and more software crashes.
Well, ideally.
So, what makes a service desk work? 3 things: people, processes, and tools. In that order.
Yeah, too many organizations start with the tool and expect magic. But ITIL is clear. It starts with people. Skilled, empathetic people who know how to listen and guide.
Then you layer in the processes, like how tickets are categorized, escalated, resolved.
And finally, the tools support that, not replace it. The best service desk tech can't fix a broken process or a bad attitude.
Exactly. Think of it like a restaurant. The tech is your point of sale system, but it's the waiter who actually delivers the experience.
Okay, zooming out for a second. The service desk connects to incident management, request fulfillment, problem management, even knowledge management.
It's not just isolated. It plays a big role in the service value chain. Like, it literally activates engage and deliver and support activities.
So when a user reports a recurring issue, that feeds into problem management. When a request needs approval, that's request fulfillment.
It's a hub, a human integration point between users and the complex machinery of ITSM.
And when it runs smoothly, everything else downstream just works better.
All right, so what really comes through the service desk? I mean, what are people calling for?
Honestly, everything. From I can't log in, to the system's on fire, to can I get a new headset?
So we're talking incidents, service requests, even some problem reports, and often questions that have nothing to do with IT.
Like, can you tell me who's in charge of snacks? Yeah, that happens.
But seriously, ITIL emphasizes that the service desk needs to understand business context. That's how they can filter, prioritize, and respond meaningfully.
Let's talk about channels. The service desk isn't just phone calls anymore.
Nope, there's chat, email, self-service portals, mobile apps, even voice assistants in some organizations.
And users expect seamless service across all those channels. So behind the scenes, you need omnichannel routing, knowledge integration, all that jazz.
And let's not forget the skills needed to support that. It's not just tech support, it's soft skills, service orientation, sometimes even language fluency.
Exactly. You might have someone juggling live chat while also handling escalations from a VIP exec. That takes real talent.
And that brings us to staffing, which is a whole strategy by itself.
Okay, so how do you staff a modern service desk? There's more than one approach.
There's the local model, on-site, close to users. Then the centralized model, one big team, maybe remote.
And then there's follow the sun. Different teams across time zones, so someone's always available without working overnight shifts.
It's kind of like cloud computing for people. Elastic, distributed, global.
Love that analogy. Of course, it depends on business hours, language needs, volume, cost.
And culture too. Some organizations really value that walk up and talk support.
Exactly. There's no one size fits all. The key is balancing cost, availability, and experience.
So, before we move on, let's actually come back to something we touched on earlier. Channels. Because that whole omnichannel thing, it deserves its own spotlight.
Totally. It's one of those buzzwords that sounds fancy, but in the service desk world, it means one thing. Users should be able to reach support how they want, when they want, without starting over every time.
Right, so if I start a ticket through chat on my phone and later follow up by email, I shouldn't have to re-explain my entire situation.
And yet, we've all been there. Please state your issue again. Omnichannel is about fixing that experience.
It's not just about offering multiple contact points. It's about connecting those dots behind the scenes. Same knowledge base, same ticket record, same context, no matter the channel.
And the technology that makes this work is important, but even more important is the design behind it. You need to train agents to handle transitions smoothly, manage tone across channels, and know when to switch if the channel isn't working.
Like if a chat's going nowhere, escalate to a call. Or if someone emails something super urgent, flag it for faster handling. You need that flexibility.
And hey, self-service is a channel too. If users can solve their issue at 2 a.m. on a Sunday using a clear, easy-to-use portal, that's a win.
Big win. Because it means your team isn't buried in tickets that could have been avoided. And users feel empowered, not frustrated.
Exactly. Omnichannel isn't just about tech variety. It's about consistency, convenience, and confidence across all interactions.
All right, so big question. How do we know if the service desk is actually doing a good job?
Yeah, like beyond we answered a bunch of calls today. That doesn't tell the whole story.
ITIL 4 tells us to focus on value, not just volume. So the goal isn't to clear queues. It's to enable users, restore services, and improve overall experience.
Exactly. And one way to understand how we create that value is by looking at the value stream for the service desk.
Ah, yes. The actual steps that happen when a user reaches out. It's more structured than people think.
Totally. Let's walk through it. First step, user initiates contact. They might call, chat, email, whatever.
Second step, initial triage. The service desk evaluates the issue. Is it a known problem? Does it need escalation?
Third, engage stakeholders. This could mean reaching out to support teams, vendors, or even business units, depending on the nature of the request.
Then, coordinate resolution. Whether it's solving the issue directly, routing it, or tracking a workaround, the service desk is involved in the fix.
After that comes communicate and update. This one's huge. Users need to feel informed, not left in the dark.
Because no update yet is still better than silence.
Exactly. And the final step? Close the interaction, which should include user confirmation and maybe even feedback.
So, 6 steps, but they're all about flow, clarity, and consistency. It's a process that runs through every ticket.
And if you can measure each stage, response time, resolution rate, user satisfaction, then you know where the value's being created or lost. So, let's say your service desk is up and running, but how do you know how mature it really is?
Yeah. Like, are we winging it, or are we an actual strategic asset?
Well, ITIL gives us a really useful tool here, the Capability Levels Model. 5 stages that help you assess where your service desk stands.
Let's start with level 1, initial and intuitive. This is basically organized chaos.
People solve things based on memory, favors, and instinct. No structure, no consistency, and forget about metrics.
Yep, it's Bob knows how to fix that. Just call him. And if Bob's on vacation, yikes.
Now level 2, managed, is where some structure kicks in. It's still basic, but now we have a system in place.
Right. At this stage, communication channels are established. Maybe it's a dedicated email, a phone line, or even a basic portal, and users know how to reach out.
Picture a small company where staff submit IT requests through a shared email like techsupport@company.com. The team has a process to log requests in a basic ticketing tool like Zendesk or Freshdesk, and there's a specialist on call during office hours.
And the team has been trained too. They know how to respond, what scripts to follow, and what issues get escalated. But the whole thing still relies on a few knowledgeable people and minimal automation.
Exactly. So you've got visibility and repeatability, but only just. If volume spikes or someone's out, things might start slipping again.
So it's better than Bob World, but you're still a few steps away from anything scalable.
Level 3, defined, gets more serious. Now you've got clearly documented procedures, defined roles, integration with other practices, and consistent tools across the board.
Escalation paths, response standards, even onboarding guides for new agents. Everything is structured.
Then comes level 4, quantitatively managed. You're tracking real metrics, analyzing them, and optimizing based on what the data says.
You know how long it takes to resolve a password reset versus a VPN issue. And you start designing improvements, not just reacting to chaos.
Finally, level 5, optimizing. The service desk is not just stable, it's constantly evolving, innovating, and improving how it supports the business.
Yeah, at level 5, you're running feedback loops, improving knowledge bases, experimenting with new tech, even adjusting staffing strategies based on predictive insights.
And hey, you don't need to be at level 5 in everything. The point is to find what level makes sense for your business needs and aim there.
Exactly. Not everyone needs to be a Formula One pit crew, but you don't want to be driving with 3 wheels either.
Especially not if Bob's steering.
All right, we've talked structure, maturity, value streams, but let's bring this home. What actually makes a service desk successful?
According to ITIL, it's not just tools or ticket volume. It's a combo of human connection, smart processes, and continuous improvement.
Yeah, the soft stuff matters. Empathy, communication, tone. One good interaction can completely change how someone views IT.
Totally. And teams that invest in knowledge, like building a real knowledge base, not a dusty FAQ, they scale way better.
Also, leadership matters. When the service desk is included in planning, when their data informs decisions, morale goes up, performance follows.
And let's be real, challenges still exist, like burnout from high volume, lack of training, disconnected tools.
Or when service requests flow through 10 different systems, none of them talking to each other.
Been there. That's why alignment is key. The service desk should be deeply connected with incident management, request fulfillment, problem management, and even change enablement.
Right, because users don't care if it's a problem or an incident. They just want help.
Exactly. And if you design your service desk around their needs, not just your org chart, that's where the magic happens.
All right, Jess, final thought. What's one thing a team can do today to start leveling up?
Okay. Start asking, what does the user experience look like from their side? And then actually listen to the answer.
I love that. Mine would be, stop measuring success by how fast you close tickets and start measuring how often people say, wow, that was actually helpful.
So whether your service desk is one person in a corner office or a global team operating 24/7,
what matters is how you connect people with the help they need and how you turn every interaction into a trust-building moment.
we hope this gave you some clarity and maybe even a bit of inspiration, because this isn't just about ITIL, it's about how people feel supported.
If you found this episode helpful, share it with your team or send it to that one person who still calls it the help desk.
We see you, Carl.
This was ITIL 4 Unplugged. Elevate ITSM. Until next time, keep it human, keep it useful.
And keep asking the right questions.